Let's give it up for R.J.
R.J.
McDonald.
McDonald.
Yeah. Hey, good to see you. She gets the hug.
Oh, I always get the hug. I think this is the 5th episode. You should know that.
Because
by
I
now.
still have mud on me from the event. He
Definitely.
doesn't want to get dirty. Hello, RJ.
No, it's the shirt.
Yeah, no.
It's the shirt. He knows, and you. This is the 5th episode, and you probably hasn't even washed it.
Wait till next week. I'm wearing the same shirt.
Disgusting.
Welcome,
Disgusting.
RJ.
Thank you very much, Gary.
Yes. Now, let's talk about the rock and roll crime series that we've got going on. Rock and roll homicide, rock and roll ripoff.
Yes.
How did all of this start?
Well, it started with me going from writing nonfiction to taking a job writing scripts for a comedy series.
Maybe we might need your help for this show. Bob.
It's a little late. We did the monologue, but okay.
Yeah.
Maybe for next show.
Maybe next time you can give
Yeah.
us a couple pointers.
Well, I worked for 2 seasons, and I found that I really enjoyed writing fiction, and I'd also been an avid mystery reader for many years, so I decided to develop a series that was actually a convergence of 2 roads not taken for me. My father was a Pennsylvania State Police detective, and his father was a sergeant in the Dunmore Police Force. And it was always kind of a quiet expectation when I was growing up that I would follow in their footsteps.
Oh, jeez.
So, but I really wanted to be a rock and roll musician. I wasn't down with the plan. So I moved to California in the 80s, and about 6 months after I got there, I shattered my wrist in an accident, ending my career as a guitar player.
Wow.
Ooh, wow.
So I developed a series a few years later where my detective was a club musician prior to becoming a private investigator, and all of the books in this series relate to crimes in the music industry.
Was it tough doing a different genre type of thing? I mean, shifting over and actually doing this kind of writing? as
Well, you
opposed
went
to-
from writing. Now you wrote. You worked for when you moved to San Diego. You worked for a professional writing service, so like resume, like things like this,
Mm-hmm.
which Bob helped me with my resume for this show. I'm just
Wow.
gonna throw that out there.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, RJ. People know him as RJ. RJ McDonald, everybody. So talking about the transition from nonfiction, from writing resumes and things like that to nonfiction, was that a huge transition for you, or?
Well, again, doing the comedy on TV gave me the confidence. I had 34 of my skits were produced. It was a Saturday Night Live type of format show in San Diego. And I found I really, really enjoyed it. So it started off having the day job as the nonfiction writer and working on the books in the evening, and that transitioned into a full-time mystery writing gig.
Very nice. Now you have a new book coming out in July, right?
Yes.
It's called The Concert Killer.
Yes.
Can you give us a little preview?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm never going to another concert again.
We have a serial killer who's trying to shut down the concert industry, basically because he believes that rock concerts are evil. Now, my 28-year-old detective is just getting into the business, so this is a huge step up in terms of the types of cases that he's taking on. And it's also his first big case where he doesn't get much help from his retired police detective father, with whom he's had a very strained relationship since he started playing in rock bands at the age of 14.
Interesting.
Is this based on anything that
Is
you've
this-
experienced? I'm wondering, is there
There's
any
some
truth
slight
to the
truth
books?
to
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
They say write what you know.
Wow, wow.
And so, yes, there is a lot
Can you
of
give me a
being
clue as to where this is happening so I don't hit that concert? So I make sure I'm safely away from there.
Yes, totally staying away from it. Now, I do have a question for you. As someone who is not super savvy when it comes to technology and things like that, I do have a question for you though. Obviously, paperback still didn't go anywhere. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. But as a writer and as an author, what are your thoughts about paperbacks moving into ebooks and like things like that? Like, how are you as a fairly new writer? How are you dealing with that?
Well, I absolutely love holding a book in my hand and reading it, but the transition over to ebooks has been very, very good to me.
Oh, good.
That's a good thing then.
Yeah, absolutely. When my first 2 books came out, they came out in hardback, and they were charging $25 at the bookstore for them, and they were moving slowly, and all of a sudden they got put into ebook format for $2.99,
Oh,
and that's
wow.
when things really started to take off.
It really starts doing
Yeah.
better for you, sure.
Now, I do want to mention this too. Both of your books, well, the first 2 in the series, Rock and Roll Homicide on the Amazon bestseller list,
Wow.
correct? And then, yes.
Absolutely.
And then Rock and Roll Ripoff won 2010 Mystery Thriller of the Year, which was what, Premier Book
Awards, yes.
Premier Book Awards. So we'll applaud you to that. Now, new books coming out in July, which is awesome. Can't wait to read that. Where can our viewers, where can we all find that book?
Probably the best place to start is on my website, which is www.rjmcdonald.com. And that's McDonald, N-N-E-L-L, not McDonald like the
I
Ronald
apologize.
McDonald that
Yeah.
we alluded
Well,
to
see, now they're
earlier.
going to know the difference, so.
Right,
okay,
right.
yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
you can check that out there.
Yeah,
Okay.
The paper books, there's links to where you can buy it at a paper retailer, or you could also buy it on the site and get an autograph and inscription if you like. And there's links to Kindle and Nook and all of the e-retailers.
Excellent. And you can also check out our website. I'm sure we'll have all the hookup there, which is morningmix.tv. So stick around and we'll be right back.
Thank you, RJ.